allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next we will do our mega statement read by our student representatives.
All students will graduate prepared with the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors necessary to achieve their personal goals and make a positive impact in the world.
All right, thank you, Josiah. Next, we will skip ahead, as long as there's no objection, to 5.01 Chippewa Falls Middle School, recognizing care, courage, and preparedness. And I think we'll start with Mr. Kunzman. Are you going to be presenting on that?
Yeah, and come on in and stand in room only, get as close as you can, and I'll for sure highlight some people here as well. Thank you. I'm good right here. So, thank you. When we had the opportunity to do a school showcase this month, we pivoted at the last minute. There was a emergency response team that responded to an emergency at the end of April at the Chippewa Falls Middle School, and I wanted a chance to be able to recognize some individuals that literally saved a life that day, and just recognize the teamwork that happened, and the preparedness and the training and everything that went on to helping save that life on April 30th. And because of the coordinated response of so many people, within a minute, we had staff members in a classroom giving CPR. Within 2 minutes, we had an AED on site and administered. And within 6 minutes, we had EMS coming into the classroom from the time 911 was called. So a absolutely swift and coordinated response on behalf of many that were able to give the care that was needed in a very quick manner, and that were brave and courageous from the get-go. Tonight I just wanted again to recognize our students, our staff, our EMS personnel that were involved on April 30th, and just express the gratitude for just the calmness, the courage that they expressed, the skilled. There's a lot of training that goes into this, especially with our response team and obviously EMS. And then our students, not the level of training, but able to do the right thing and acted quickly and bravely in a moment that mattered as well. And just continue to highlight the importance of having staff and students who are CPR trained, know what to do in an emergency, having AEDs on site that literally save a life, and just continuing to put efforts into the emergency preparedness training, and then just celebrate that. I've heard a couple remarks already that there was an editorial in the news and some things out there, and that was my purpose of putting that out there, is to have an awareness of that and somebody to maybe see that and say, wow, I should get CPR trained, or we have this business or organization that doesn't have an AED right now. Maybe we should think about putting one in. And as much awareness that we can get out there in that community, we are very, very fortunate to have the EMS that we do. Especially I'm going to call out Jose Lagunas, who's with us tonight, how many people have you trained, you think, or how many trainings
It's been 9 years, so several times a year, so probably close to 30 trainings right now.
30 trainings and how about community-wide though? I mean,
Over 1,200 people.
over 1,200 people trained free of charge in the Chippewa Falls community by our local EMS, which is absolutely amazing. So those are the things that we want to celebrate and recognize and make sure that we have more of, continuing not only in our district but in the community. I want to specifically acknowledge, I know we don't have the entire first period class from Ms. Hilger's English class here today, but we did extend the invite for the entire first period class because when they saw that their teacher needed help, they quickly responded and ran out, and they got the help, and they got the help coming to Ms. Hilger very, very quickly with their braveness and their courage. So we want to take a minute now to recognize those students that are here with the certificate from the board for their quick response, remaining calm and staying with their teacher until help arrives. So at this time, do we want to hand out, do you have the certificates for the students?
Sure. I will read the names, and Mr. Fear has volunteered to hand them out. So as your name is called, Dennis, I don't know if you can hand
Maybe
it
come
over there.
through here, maybe I'll sneak up here and we can hand them off.
All right. We will start with Sarah Ahmad.
Oh, that's that.
Oh, the students you already had in alphabetical order, okay. Ryan Becker,
Brian here. We'll just go quickly. I know we have about,
Annabelle Dallas,
she is not.
Kayla Franzman, Weston Gunderson, Parker Hertzfeld, Emmeline Hinsman, Jalen Holden, Aubrey Koenig, Myra Lee, Piper Moyle,
Stay here. I'll miss you.
Jaden Nelson, Austin Olson, Adrian Orbiata,
Oh, here we go. I think the next one there.
should be right after Austin.
There it is.
There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Beckham Petro,
Petro?
sorry. Jameson Petit, Everett Rassier,
Thank you.
Harper Rooney, Michael Shad, Aaliyah Simmons, Carson Stoik, Justin Torgerson, and Logan Winkler. Miss anyone?
Before you go on, I can't tell you how proud I am of y'all. By the time I got over there to it and saw how things were winding up, and based on the words that I got from staff after I arrived on how you responded, I can't thank y'all enough for being so responsive to Ms. Hilger and taking care of her. Y'all did great work. Thank y'all.
Next, I'd like to acknowledge our emergency response team. So we have an emergency response team that is trained in CPR first aid every year and does respond to medical emergencies throughout the building. So we have a process, if there's a medical emergency in the building, that we are dialing the front office, and there's a PA to have the emergency response team report to a certain room, and we have roles and responsibilities within that emergency response team. And these are the members of the emergency response team that responded on April 30th during our emergency. So I would like to recognize these individuals from our emergency response team.
So these I now have in alphabetical order, and I think.
And I'm also going to, okay, so in addition to that, we also have some other staff that were in close proximity to the emergency on April 30th with Ms. Hilger. So we have other staff who were there as well, teachers, administrative assistants that were helped out that day as well. We want to recognize. So we're going to recognize all of our staff that helped out on April 30th. So that we can go ahead.
We all are past that. All right, Sarah Ahmad. Rachel Arndt. Bethany Calkins.
Not here tonight.
Scott DeRusha. Kelly Fixmer.
She is not.
Kate Belstead. Hunter Hayes. Emily Udasek. Samantha Jensen. Susan Johnson. Mary Meyer.
Not in attendance tonight.
Carly Rubenzer.
Not in attendance tonight.
And I think that's it, unless we miss someone.
That is it. Thank you. And again, we didn't provide certificates for our EMS and law enforcement. We have many that showed up tonight, not only to share our recognition with them, but they also wanted to make sure that they show our support for our students and for our staff that responded. I've heard multiple times that they don't often see what they saw that day in regards to how we responded. I don't know if I know Officer Downey maybe want to just talk just a little bit about that and about the response that you saw from EMS and police.
Yeah, so I'm Officer Downey. I'm the school resource officer for the middle school, for those of you that don't know. On this particular day, I was away at a training and was heard over the radio that there was a PMB in progress at the middle school. A PMB is a pulseless, non-breathing subject. Immediately, that gets everyone spun up in the city from EMS to fire and law enforcement to respond to that, to get there as quick as possible. I've been in part of many PMB type calls in my career. Some have been successful. Many more have been unsuccessful. Kids, you did an amazing job at getting the adults the knowledge or getting them information in a fast manner. It's all about getting CPR in progress as fast as you can and the AED administered as fast as you can. Bang up job by Sam, Kate, and Sue. Great job. I mean, without a doubt, you saved a life. Miss Hilger, you had the fight in you. You didn't want to give up. So that goes to you too. So phenomenal job. Everyone involved. Everyone else had a part in that. But I mean, I just want to point out to those subjects, we're not always so lucky in that. So really, really good job. I was down the south side by Festival Foods at the fire station. Came in tow, took me probably 6 minutes to get here due to construction and whatnot, even going lights and sirens. So that's pretty fast. But by the time we got here, I remember talking with Sergeant Munson, who was the first officer on scene. I think even be paramedics there. He got there and was just like, I don't know what to do. Everyone here is doing exactly what they need to do. And I think at that point, Lisa was actually kind of up and about and talking, which is phenomenal. We don't see that. So great use of CPR. Putting the AED on and getting that active, and then Lisa's up and talking, and it's just like, wow, she's going to do all right. So, excellent job, everyone who was involved in that.
As you can see on the wall, we have a plaque for the Chippewa Falls Middle School students and staff, and not sure where that'll go, but are we presenting that or no?
You can give it to Mr. Koosman.
Oh, give it to Mr. Koonsman. Okay. On behalf of the board, thank you, sir, and on behalf of your entire staff and students.
Thank you.
We also have a plaque for the City of Chippewa Falls Emergency Management Personnel, and so Officer Downey, I can give that to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Hilger, would you like to say a few
I
words?
will say a few words, yes. I'll do my best not to go on and on, which will make me sort of unrecognizable to my students. It's so wonderful to see so many of your beautiful faces here, and I miss you all very much. None of this is theoretical to me. I'm alive today because they knew what to do when the adult in the room went down, and everybody, you know, it all meshed the way that it's supposed to, and we don't always get to test that. I'm not super thrilled to be the test case, but gratitude doesn't even begin to cover it. And I won't go on and on, but I will just say that my experience with how everybody rallied around me, took care of me, got me, once I came back to life, I was back to life, and I remember everything after that. But I'll just say that my experience represents perfectly my feelings about the organization, about the middle school, about how we do with one another, how we care for the kids, how they care for us. And I always say, I've been saying that this time of year, I think back, and one of the great joys of this kind of work is at the beginning of the year, all these strangers come walking into your room, and then by this time we know each other as people, as teachers, as students, and that process is just amazing. And it was a great example of how that impulse to just pull together is part of our culture, and I experienced that, and I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm grateful to all of you. Thank you.
We did not put Ms. Hilscher on the spot tonight.
Volunteered.
Again, it's hard to, put an end to that, but again, we're just extremely grateful for everybody and just continue to stress the importance of the training that we do, of the partnerships that we have, and just making sure that we continue to value that and support that across the district and throughout our community, because it literally saves lives, and it did for us this year at Chippewa Falls Middle School. Again, we're going to continue to prioritize that, continue to strengthen our partnerships with local EMS and first responders. And the main thing, again, we're very, very grateful, that Ms. Hilscher is obviously here with us and be able to share her words of wisdom with us yet again, but to be able to encourage others to seek out that training and know what to do in an emergency and build that culture of that care and responsibility and readiness throughout our district and our community. So thank you for allowing us to share this story and represent all the great things that were done by so many people on that day. So, thank you.
Thank you. So, on behalf of the board, thank you very much, all of you, for presenting this to us. This is really something that the board loves to hear. We love to hear good news, and it's not just good news because of what happened and how it happened, but because it goes to show all the preparation that went into it. And the thing is that you guys are doing the right thing before something like this happens rather than after. So that's awesome. Thank you. Anybody else? All right.
Thank you.
There's going to be about 2 more hours of a really exciting meeting.
The only one staying.
Can I leave too?
You'll be home before me.
It's great seeing you, Mrs.
Josiah and
Thank you
Chloe.
very much. Good to see you.
Next. The other good thing was everybody squeezing in. There's no anything on the couch.
Presentation.
Comes together.
Okay, 100%. One up.
Unplanned.
Improvise. Use that word. Donna was very happy about improvising at graduation.
Called an audible.
Yeah, she called it
Called an audible.
She was on the football field.
Yeah, she raised 3 football players.
All right, we will go then to 3.03, the mega statement read by 3.04, the student representative report, read by our student representative.
Good evening, members of the board and everyone here tonight. I'm here to share a snapshot of what's been happening across our schools this month. May has been a month of motion. Our elementary students have been everywhere. Crystal Cave, the Paul Bunyan Logging Camp, Beaver Creek Reserve, Irvine Park, the Science Museum, and the Past Here history event for our 3rd graders. Southview's 1st graders delivered handmade May baskets to the residents of the Chippewa Manor, and Parkview kindergartners did the same in their neighborhood. Across every building, we're seeing the kind of learning that happens when classrooms reach out into the community. Speaking of community, one story stuck with us. Admondson's recently reached out to Parkview about donating a stackable washer and dryer for students and families who need access to clean clothes. That happened because Randy Knowlton went to bat out for our kids. And the Parkview PTO raised over $2,500 in a readathon to support a student book vending machine next fall. That's what partnership looks like. At the middle school, our 8th grade band students will represent CFMS at the Beyond the Notes Festival at the Kalahari. Cardinals in Action hosted a free 8th grade party to send our students off in style. Snacks, games, music, and dance. And our 7th graders participated in a day, learning about careers, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship from local business leaders.
At the high school, our FBLA chapter took 5th place overall as an outstanding chapter at the State Leadership Conference, and 13 of our students qualified for nationals in San Antonio at the end of June, including 8 first-place state champions. Our primetime players, a student-teacher band that started in room 214 of the high school, just released their debut album, 305, on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Track and field is heading into sectionals with multiple individual championships. Baseball is 18-3 and earned a number 2 sectional seed. Softball sits first in the Big Rivers Conference at 17-8. Last Wednesday, approximately $1.2 million in scholarships were awarded to students at the annual scholarship night. This Friday, students walked back through every elementary school building for the Senior Walk, Hillcrest, Parkview, Stilson, Jim Falls, and Southview, closing the loop for kids who started this journey as kindergartners. Later that night, the class of 2026 gathered one final time on Doré Field for their graduation ceremony. That's where we are, finishing strong and finishing together. Before we finish this report, one more thing. This is our last board meeting as student representatives. Serving in this role has taught us something we wouldn't have learned in any classroom, that a school district is a complex organism and that the work that the board does, policy and budget and government and listening, shapes the experience of every student in our building. It's been a privilege to sit on the table and ask questions. Thank you to the board, to administration, and to everybody who made room for student voices along the way. Thank you.
So, before we have one additional presentation, are you, you know, I noticed that you have a 3rd place in the shot put, Brennan Knight, 105 feet 3 inches. That needs to be celebrated if that's accurate.
Oh shoot,
Must have been a typo. That's a pretty impressive shot put.
Those Kimberly kids can't mess with us. All right.
Did you know that I graduated from Kimberly High School?
No.
I did?
Wow.
No.
Did they have the excellent athletics back then too?
It wasn't that quite,
I
but
typed that from
yes.
Instagram.
So I have 2 checks to present. Of course, one for Chloe for $500 and Josiah for $25. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
You know, having 2 people was an experiment, and from my perspective, it's just been a wonderful gift. And what do you guys think? What were the pluses of having 2? Were there any things that made it a challenge?
I think it was helpful to kind of split it up. Challenge is sometimes there's been busy months, so it's harder to collaborate and get stuff done since both of us are so busy.
Yeah, and there's things that Chloe's good at that I'm not good at, and there's things that I'm good at that maybe Chloe isn't as good at, so it's good to be able to combine the brain power and be able to put things so that you guys get the best product out of it. Not that we're necessarily a product, but that's what we're here for, is to be able to present the voice of the students the best we can to you guys. So having 2 people has been very, very helpful.
But I appreciate the challenge that you mentioned too, because I can only imagine how hard it would have been at times to connect with each other.
Any advice for one of the newbies?
Good luck. I'm just kidding.
Is that because you sit next to Mr. Wilson?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Just have fun. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Don't stress about it too much. It's kind of fun to see what's going on across the district since you don't really always know.
Yeah, you get to see all the nitty gritty, all the budget, all the all the stuff that you definitely don't see a lot of times as a student. You're kind of blind to, and it's kind of fun to be in the meat and potatoes of it all.
And y'all picked a good year because we had to review student code of conduct. Y'all represented quite well at those meetings based on what I've heard. That your interactions with those adults was heard and y'all contributed quite a bit. It's greatly appreciated.
I think the challenges, and I know you guys tried, you know, and this will help. So Braden, our other representative along with Brooke, is from Chippewa Valley High School. And it wasn't always easy to make sure that Chippewa Valley High School was heard. The other group that we would love to hear from, and I think you guys tried, is our 4-year-old kindergarten. In trying to just tell us what's going on with those littlest. So that's your challenge.
All right, so once again, thank you guys very much for everything you've done for us. All right, next is 3.05, introduction of the 2026-27 student representatives. And I will let the introductions be done by Sherry Jasper and Sharon McElwain.
Sherry and I interviewed eight students. And Brooke Zwiefelhofer? That's what I thought. I thought I remembered correctly. And Braden, I forgot his last, thank you. I thought it was Green, but it was a really hard decision because pretty much everybody that applied would have been wonderful at the job, but we thought that the two of them would. And Braden, even though he's not here tonight, you guys have already seen him because he's the one of the JAG representatives. He's the state president, and he went to Utah. He and Isaac, maybe was the other kid's name? Isaiah? I can't remember. Presented to us before. So he was really excited about it, and I think it'll be good. I think Brooke and Braden will work well together and figure out their own niches and who does what, and I think it'll be great. So they're both going to be seniors next year. Although we did have some junior applicants that would have been really good, but
And we've
we
encouraged
them to apply next year too. We didn't offer that to the people who are going to be seniors because we figured we didn't want to come back again. That might have defeated our purpose. Did I miss anything?
No, that's great. Yeah, it's
Brooke, do
always
you have any questions for us?
I don't think so.
So it also says that Chloe and Josiah to discuss onboarding of next year's student rep. What does that entail? What do they need to do? They're looking at me like, what are we gonna do?
No, Chloe's like, I'm done with
It's
school.
on the agenda, I mean,
I graduated, this is my last meeting.
We did have the opportunity to all meet together and just kind of go through the roles and expectations of the student rep, and both Josiah and Chloe did a great job of kind of, because it was unique this year, because it was, like Ms. Jasper had mentioned, the first year of a combined role, and I think both Brooke and Braden have accepted that challenge, and maybe we'll try to one-up you even.
Yeah. Do it. That's what we need.
So the onboarding is done. It's not to come, it sounds like. So.
all right, unless there are any other questions then, we can move on to 4.01. Probably breeze through it since I didn't see anyone here, unless you signed up, did you?
I did not.
No one signed up to talk, so no public comment tonight. Then we go on to R3, personal development for quality of life, so I need results, language. Members of the board have received the CEO's monitoring report on R3, personal development for quality of life. It is now the board's responsibility to consider the report as evidence of reasonable organizational progress in this area. Superintendent Holmes.
Yes, Ms. McMasters has developed this monitoring report for our review. At this time, I will ask her to provide an overview of the report.
Thank you. Tonight I'm presenting the R3 Results Monitoring Document on Personal Development and Quality of Life. Before I walk through the substance of the report, I want to share some important context about both the data and the conditions under which our students are growing up. This report depends substantially on the Youth Risk Behavior Survey, or the YRBS, which I've talked about before, administered every year by our district and scored through the Department of Public Instruction. Our students did complete this administration of this assessment last spring as well as this spring. We have neither sets of results back from DPI. As a consequence, 4 of our indicators, exercise frequency, recreational screen time, prolonged sadness, and student employment, currently carry prior cycle data. So I sort of just left in the document what you've seen the trend to be without an updated score on those four because that data is not back from DPI. We will refresh those lines and bring the board an addendum as soon as the state releases the results. We are reporting reasonable progress with two exceptions: recreational screen time, where we are still awaiting that YRBS data, and digital citizenship on the learning.com assessment, where implementation work remains. Where we do have current evidence, the trajectory is favorable. Office discipline referrals for vaping, THC, and alcohol at the high school dropped from 50 to 16 across 4 years. Self-assessed emotional regulation in grades 6 through 12 climbed from 44% to 63%. Nearly 96% of our graduates passed a personal finance course. 89% of our students are college or career ready, the highest mark we have ever recorded. And roughly 85% of our middle and high schoolers have reported having at least one trusted adult at school beyond a parent, a measure that has held above our threshold across every measurement cycle for the past several years. I want to speak candidly about what these numbers do and do not represent. Many of the behaviors we use as indicators of progress, like recreational screen time, sleep, family routines, employment, exposure to social media, occur largely outside the school day and outside our direct sphere of influence. The research is unambiguous. Adolescent mental health, recreational technology use, and risk behaviors are shaped by forces well beyond any single district's control. Post-pandemic disruption, economic pressures on families, broader cultural shifts. We can shape the conditions inside our buildings, but we cannot by ourselves reverse that national curve outside of our buildings. What we can control, we are working to control. We provide strong, responsive adult leadership at every level. We keep clubs, athletics, and extracurriculars low cost or no cost and accessible, including for our students with disabilities, which we had made a goal to increase. High school participation rose meaningfully in that area this year. We train our staff in supportive, inclusive practices. We sustain access to mental health supports. And we keep telling our students through our actions far more than our words that they are seen, supported, included, and challenged. The R3 policy asks whether our students are leading healthy, satisfying, and productive lives, which means striving for balance. By the measures we can examine here tonight, this district has achieved a degree of balance in personal development for quality of life.
Thank you, Ms. McMasters, for that report. We now ask that the board, ask for the board's acceptance of the monitoring report.
Board members have any questions about the report itself before we accept it as our own?
Do you remember when you received the last, what month it was?
It was a full year later, so it was a long time. So we're a full year out now from last spring's. So it could be any time now. And I don't really know what holds it up. I don't really know why it takes such a long time. I do know that they calculate the county data first, so I get all the schools in the county and they get a county report out and they do all that first at the county level, and then after that it seems like then we see our district scores. So,
Is it accurate that other than the missing data, the one where we declined a little bit was the average percentage correct on learning.com assessment in the area of digital citizenship?
yeah, yes, that was the only one.
Chris, is there anything else besides the YRBA out there? I'm guessing there's probably
I
not.
tried to add in some other pieces on here if we didn't have anything, if there was something. But something like the number of students in grades 9-12 who experienced prolonged disruptive sadness for 12 months, there's really not, there's nothing comparable to that. But where there could be something comparable, like panorama results or something like that, I added in something that could kind of show that we were still on track.
All right, board members, we need a motion to accept this report as our own. Motion by McElwain. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fear. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. This is now our report to assess. Board members have any questions before using our results policy motion language?
I guess this is probably one of the more ambiguous things we do? And is there any suggestions or recommendations? Like sadness could be an event that happens that impacts, and so it could skew whatever you're trying to do. So could you see updating or upgrading this somehow to be more reflective of pertinent information? Or do you feel all the stuff on there is pertinent as presented?
There's a lot of different things on here. I mean, that's one of the pieces, but I think there are a lot of good other pieces of data on here. It's just that a lot of it comes from the YRBS. So I think it's considering whether or not to just move away from that and that would also probably change some of the indicators, however. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing to consider changing those.
You know, as we look at these policy things, you know, is this one of the things that we should be changing going forward that would be more germane to what we really need to know as a board?
I think the hard part is we're measuring some of the things that are outside our sphere of influence, you know, when I look at like practicing a healthy lifestyle, demonstrate ability to make choices that positively impact physical, emotional, and mental health. Like, that's a lot.
How measurable, you know, like,
Yeah.
because one person's perception could be different from another person's.
And it is a results policy, so we're looking for results or assessments or data that show it's not an operational where I can say, well, we do this to support kids to have a balanced, healthy lifestyle. But it's results, so we are looking for the result of that, and that's
probably more of a question for you. Would you appreciate a more objective policy set than these, which are rather subjective?
I think it would be good to show what we do to support these areas as being like part of showing that we meet this monitoring report. I mean, we have a robust mental health support framework in this district, right? But to get, you know, do students make good choices based on their mental health is another thing altogether. That's hard to measure.
So, feedback off that, my personal take on it, on that R3, is that it may be time to kick it back to governance committee. And when it was written in 2014, the world has changed tremendously over those 12 years. There's a good chance that governance committee ought to take a look at it and probably reframe it to better account.
Well, what is the purpose of us doing this on our calendar where we have 6.02, R3, discussion of potential indicator revisions? I mean, we're gonna do that right after this, so.
Yep.
I would say I don't have any revisions to it tonight, specifically, that I can say next time you should do this. I kind of agree, it's probably this one is an overall one of, is this still what you want to measure? Is this still giving you information that you want to receive as a results policy?
Is this where you leave a lot of notes for next month's purpose?
Yeah, this is a Brittany Gabert thing, she'll take care of this.
I think it needs to be looked at. I think it needs to be updated. Some of the things that we're monitoring, you know, they're really, like I said, the district doesn't have control over a lot of the things on there. We're just basically trying to get a handle on what the kids are doing, but it doesn't give us any ideas of how we can help or change it in some of the cases.
Like this 3 hours of screen time,
Right.
what can we do about it?
We could ask our student representatives if they have any.
Well, let's do that when we get to the indicators, but I think, so, with the information that we have in front of us right now, board members have any questions about whether the district has made reasonable progress or exceptions, that usual language?
I'd make a motion that the district has made reasonable progress with noted exceptions at monitoring report R3 personal development for quality employment.
Motion by McElwain, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fear. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now Now, right back to it though. Review of board policy R3, personal development for quality of life and discussion of potential indicator revisions. So, now is where we have that discussion. Steve started it out with, making them a little bit more something we can handle and something we can change. And also the discussion can sort of lead to, like you said, sending the whole thing back and taking a look at it. So board members, are we thinking tweaking or sending the whole thing back?
I think we wait until we have the community conversation completed, and see what our community tells us. Because then we'll be looking at all the policies to make sure that we're aligned with the community.
Does the community conversation have anything, any discussions in there about personal development? They do?
Yes, it
Okay,
does.
great.
And also, I think when we have our meeting coming up in July to talk about the community conversation, that's one of the things we'll need to make sure that we want part of that conversation regarding this,
And leaving them the same right now might be a good transition. You know, obviously, we're gonna have a new superintendent, person in your position, so we leave them with the understanding that after
Yeah, and then Dr. Sarin has 10+ years experience in coherent governance and worked with other districts too, so he might be able to give us some insight as well.
All right, so we're not sending it back for any revisions right now, but that's the reason why. We do want to have it taken a look at, but we will do so when we have pretty much a complete new set of people looking at it. So,
So is this, that might be good. Is this it? This is the last presentation? For me, yes. Okay. Congratulations.
all right, board members have any additional questions? All right, next is OE 13 facilities. Members of the board have received the CEO's monitoring report on OE 13 facilities. It is now the board's responsibility to consider the report as evidence of compliance in this area. Superintendent Holmes.
Yes. Mr. Chad Trowbridge has developed this monitoring report for your review. At this time, I ask him to provide an overview of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. I may say this report is a little more concrete.
No pun intended.
You work on that all day?
This came to me. There are 8 indicators in this report, and we're in compliance in all areas. OE 13 is about facilities, ensuring that our physical facilities, including buildings and grounds, support the accomplishment of the board's result policies. OE 13.1 is assuring that our facilities and grounds are safe, clean, and properly maintained. OE 13.2 is about prioritizing construction, renovation, and maintenance. OE 13.3 is about projecting life cycle costs as capital decisions are made. OE 13.4 is about developing and consistently administering facility use guidelines. OE 13.5 is ensuring that the protection of students, staff members, visitors, and district property are in place in the event of an emergency. Great night for that to be showcased this evening. OE 13.6 is about land acquisition. OE 13.7 is making sure that we as a district or the superintendent may not build or renovate buildings without the board's permission, of course. OE 13.8 is about authorizing construction schedules and change orders that would significantly increase cost or reduce the quality of construction. In terms of executive summary, as I mentioned before, we were in compliance in all areas. Facility improvements over the past year have been relatively minor for this reporting period. And we will always, in the future, continue to be monitoring our facility utilization for efficiency improvements where we will deem that it's necessary. In our commitment to approve, just kind of linking this all back, we do use that master facility plan So in future improvements, we'll be guided by that and our 5-year capital budget. While there are some major improvements throughout the district that are necessary, there are no current capital referendums planned. And with the aspiration property plan, we will continue to assess properties as they become available. Ms. Block. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Trowbridge. At this time, I ask for the board's acceptance of the monitoring report.
Board members have any additional questions? Otherwise, I would look for a motion to approve the monitoring report as our own.
So move.
Motion by Olson, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fear. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. OE 13, facilities, the report is now ours to discuss further. Board members have any questions about the report itself?
I guess just one, are we going to have to review or modify our master facility plan based on enrollment, funding, all of the stuff that wasn't there 5 years ago or whenever we put this thing together? Does this change any of this?
Well, it's been on a schedule for 2030.
Correct.
But it may need to be advanced, certainly.
And then is that a discussion that you and Randy will sit down and then bring to the board if you think there's modifications or something will have to be happened?
Yeah, I think, engagement with ATS and R2 around
Okay.
enrollment trends would be beneficial. And there is quite a bit of that work already indicated in the 2025 plan. So we should just revisit whether or not it's still pertinent for 2026, probably within the next couple of years. I don't know if we'll stretch it out to 2030, but we'll get through another fall enrollment period, see where things are at.
Okay, thank you.
We're gonna need to be on that horizon. And if not including facility improvement, facility utilization for sure.
Yeah.
And whether or not you have enough money to pay, the priorities are gonna become, making sure to prioritize.
I actually just, Randy and I just discussed in the last couple of weeks how, I guess, proud I am of how much he does with the maintenance dollars that we do have available. By the next meeting, I'm not sure how you're gonna get into this parking lot, but our street will be redone, and it just, as an example, provides us an opportunity to try to make the best out of a situation that's never been good out here in 60-plus years.
They may have to drive through the yard.
It's gonna remain open. There are residents on this street, but there will be periods of inconvenience for
We
sure.
could also move the meeting to somewhere else too.
I think,
Just drive through the yard, there's a gate.
I think it's a credit to what Randy does is a lot of the stuff that his department does gets no notoriety or, like upgrading roofs and all that repair work. We just take that for granted. Our facilities are going to be in great shape and, usable, but there's a lot of work and planning that goes into that, so pass that on to him too.
Thank you.
All right, board members have any additional questions? Otherwise, I would look for a motion using our operational expectation language.
I move that the district is in compliance on monitoring report OE 13 facilities.
Motion by McKillop, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by McElwain, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Board finds the district is in compliance with OE 13 facilities. All right, thank you both for your presentations tonight. Excellent. We do now have to review board policy, OE 13 facilities and discussion of potential indicator revisions. This one is more rock solid, concrete, as you say. Board members have any things that you can see that we should discuss possible revisions of indicators or send it to the policy committee to do so? Okay, I won't spend a whole lot of time on that. Figure if you do, you jump in and tell me. We'll move on to 8.01. removal of consent agenda item for separate consideration. Is any board member requesting that we remove any item for separate consideration? Hearing none, I would look for a motion to approve the board's consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion by McElwain, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Olson, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. The board's consent agenda is approved as presented. Next is the superintendent's consent agenda. Would anybody like to request the removal from the superintendent's consent agenda any items for separate consideration? Hearing none, I would look for a motion to approve the superintendent's consent agenda as presented. Motion by Jasper, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fear. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The superintendent's consent agenda is approved as presented.
Can I just make a quick comment? It's not, it won't change anything. Thank you for the way you all laid out the open enrollment stuff. I think that additional information was real helpful. So thank you.
Matters reserved for board action. There's no items removed from the board's consent agenda, no items removed from the superintendent's consent agenda. Consideration of the policy committee meeting notes, and that would be chairperson Dennis Fear.
Well, the meetings went great, as expected. Jeff was kind enough to type us up some more detailed notes about everything that transpired. But it was a little bit heavier this time than it usually is, particularly with the Act 57 and some of the other policies that we'd gone over with the memorials and things of that nature. So, did you want to talk about Act 57 and some of the specifics with that and that sort of thing, or?
Just that it will change our requirements for training and the due dates for that, not only for staff members, but for volunteers and coaches and everyone who works with our students. So working to develop a system to track that, and we've been communicating that with our employees as well as our supervisors for the last few months in preparation. It's significant enough that our communication has communicated that it is an expectation of employment that these required trainings are completed by September 1st, and that if they are not, the individuals who are unable to complete during this time will be placed on unpaid leave. We have enough time. We have 4 hours banked in our welcome back days for all staff to be able to complete the required training that we're asking to have done by September 1st. And then there's the second round of training that not all connected to Act 57, but this is impacting it. We broke it apart. So some of the training won't be due until November, and there's 2 additional hours scheduled for November for staff to have access to the training. But they will all get it on July 15th, and they can start it as soon as July 15th.
Is this online or they have to be in a classroom?
It's all through Safe Schools Vector and or the DPI website. So they do not need to be in a classroom, it's online.
Yeah, so thank you for that. As far as the memorials update, we kind of went through a lot of the existing policies and things, looked over the white pages that Jeff provided with that. I thought we had a pretty good path forward. We're going to be revisiting it again coming soon with some additional considerations and revisions kind of going forward. We've got some of the things listed in there, but other than that, it was a pretty good meeting. We got something accomplished, I think.
So is there a vote on anything that's gonna happen, or are we still considering the sudden death memorial? Because it says it's an update.
Yeah, we're bringing it back for more consideration once we kind of get some of the specific language hammered out.
So a couple of questions about just what I see here. The second one says should include language about selling buildings, property. What does that mean? Are you talking about like if you put up a permanent memorial?
Yeah, if there's memorials inside some of these places, one of the things that we're asking to be done in the summer is an audit. We're asking our building principals and custodial maintenance staff to after the end of school, go through all of our buildings and all of our properties, and because during the conversation with the students, it came up that they recognize that there are several memorials throughout the district, so we want to, do an audit and see exactly what we do have in that regard.
It's interesting to see how far that line goes, because you have benches, the people have memorial benches, you have, I mean, even just when you donated to the football field, the idea was to have plaques or bricks out there. Are those memorials? They're not memorials because they're for donations, but when the person dies,
We were saying that with the Athletic Hall of Fame. Right?
is that a memorial?
I don't know. When somebody passes away, is it a memorial?
Now you're scaring me.
Well.
Well,
But,
and then there's the flags for the fallen.
Right. So, yeah, okay. I mean, audit, fine, we gotta figure out what to do with it and what that means. But either way, I think having the definition and figuring this, the exact, what we wanna do is probably gonna help a lot. Cause then everybody in every position know exactly what to tell the kids, and it'll be right line.
A lot of it too is distinguishing between suicides and other types of death. There's
Only
different
because,
approaches.
but it's hard to have that discussion in the context where we had that discussion.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas all of the studies, it's very important to understand that context.
Right.
Because.
Well, we did find some sample language from other sources in regard to policies that are out there in that regard. So again, one of the things that I was tasked with is to work with Brad, in the transition, getting the audit done, and it'll likely be July before y'all will be voting on anything.
Yeah, either way, I don't think you're gonna get a hard and fast rule that any board member would have ever not approved of exactly what you did, allowing, rather than saying, nope, we got this rule and we're gonna be taking it down. That would have, I don't think anybody would have expected you to do that.
And thank you, I appreciate that. The thing though, I do want to leave the district in a better place in regard to where that policy, the two policies that we discovered need to be adjusted. So trying to find a way that, makes it as concrete as possible, but still allows for that flexibility, because every situation is unique. Every one of them is different. So trying to find a way to be concrete, yet still, flexible when it's needed.
Board members have additional questions about the policy committee meeting? Otherwise, the recommended action is to approve the May 6, 2026 policy committee meeting notes as presented. Motion by McElwain, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Beer, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The policy committee meeting notes are approved as presented. Next is consideration of the Neola policy revisions, and that is also Dennis Beer.
Yeah, here again, I don't think it was too bad as far as the revisions went, but maybe more than the last couple that we've seen, but overall they were fairly straightforward. If you guys want to look through them, I didn't think that there was anything that was really out of left field with them.
You want me to help with that one?
Yeah, sure, go ahead, Jeff.
So the committee reviewed two sets of revised Neola policies. The first set is required by new state law, 2025 Wisconsin Act 57. These revisions to policies 1213, 3213, 4213, and 8462 strengthen how the district reports and responds to concerns about staff misconduct involving students. And they add specific requirements for promptly notifying a student's parent or guardian when certain reports are received. Because these changes reflect current Wisconsin law, they are not discretionary. The committee also reviewed the optional companion language on appropriate staff and student relationships, and we recommend including it because it gives our employees clearer, practical guidance and reinforces the district's commitment to student safety. The second set consists of improvements the district identified on its own. We are recommending two new policies, 3211 and 4211, that extend our existing whistleblower protections so they clearly cover all staff, not only administrators. And we are recommending a revision to policy 5411 that adds a defined, timely appeal process for families when a third grade promotion or retention decision is made. I also want to call the board's attention to policy 8330, student records. Neola presents this policy as reviewed rather than as a tracked revision, but adoption of the updated copy does carry one change the board should note for the record. The definition of directory data now expressly includes a student's photograph, video, or other visual likeness. Because directory data may be released without prior written consent unless a parent or eligible student opts out following the district's annual notice. This broadens the categories the district may disclose. For example, in district communications, recorded or live streamed events, and responses to outside requests. Families retain the right to refuse disclosure of any and all directory data within 14 days of the district's annual public notice. The committee recommends the board adopt policy 8330 with that understanding. With that, and as a motion coming from the policy committee, I would move that the Board of Education approve the Neola policy revisions as presented in the board's May packet.
Board members have any additional questions? Otherwise, the recommended action is to approve the recommended Neola policy revisions as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Fear. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jasper. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The Neola policy revisions are approved as recommended. Next is 10.05, consideration of student code of classroom conduct policy revision. And Superintendent Holmes and Ms. McMasters.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Check. Ms. McMasters and I are bringing forward for the board's consideration tonight a revised board policy 5500, our student code of classroom conduct. I want to take a moment to explain how this policy arrived at your table because the process matters as much as the document. Policy 5500 requires that our student code of conduct be reviewed not less than once every 3 years, and that the review be conducted by a representative committee. In keeping with that requirement, the board convened the Ad Hoc Student Code of Conduct Review Committee, a group that included parents, students, board members, administrators, teachers, student service professionals, and community members. There was a deliberately broad table by design. That committee met over the course of several months, beginning this past winter and continuing through the spring. Members worked through multiple drafts, weighed competing priorities, and ultimately built a consensus version of the policy. Their charge was to focus on the overarching principles that should guide student conduct district-wide, not the day-to-day minutia, which lives appropriately in administrative guidelines and handbooks. The policy before you reflects that work. It is organized around 5 governing principles: safe and orderly learning environments, accountability paired with equity, restoration, growth, and self-regulation, meaningful staff support and empowerment, and genuine community partnership and transparency. It also directs the development of grade span guidelines tailored to our elementary, middle, and high school settings. Once the committee completed its work, the draft was submitted to Neola, our professional policy services provider, and was officially reviewed and vetted by Neola officials for legal compliance. The district's policy committee then considered that vetted draft at its May 6th meeting and recommended it be advanced to this body. This policy has been methodically developed, broadly informed, and professionally vetted. Accordingly, it comes to you with a unified recommendation for adoption from the Ad Hoc Student Code of Conduct Review Committee, from the board's policy committee, and from Chris McMasters and me. And I respectfully ask that the board adopt policy 5500, Student Code of Classroom Conduct, as presented in tonight's board packet.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. Board members have any additional questions about policy 5500? All right, otherwise, the recommended action is to approve the recommended revisions to policy 5500, Student Code of Classroom Conduct as presented.
So
Motion by Jasper. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fear. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The board approves the recommended revisions to policy 5500, Student Code of Conduct, of Classroom Conduct as presented. And thank you, Ms. McMasters and Mr. Holmes, for all your work on that, including putting the committee together and getting all that done. Communicating with the board. Academic and Career Planning Annual Review. Ms. Kopenberger.
Thank you. So this is something that gets shared with you each year. There have been some minor tweaks to some of the plans and the activities within the plan, but our focus this year was really on the portrait of graduate and the attributes necessary to help them lead to success and be prepared for graduation and whatever their plans are. So in my introductory letter that I had was a focus on kind of how we rolled that out with staff, some of the activities they've done, and recognizing with each other. We'll continue to build on that next year. We'll do a more comprehensive review of our academic and career planning from elementary, middle, and high school next year with a broader K-12 committee as part of our phases of a curriculum review process. No action, it just has to be posted each year and shared with you as well each year.
Board members have any questions regarding either the ACP plan summary or the academic and career planning annual review?
May I make one comment?
Sure.
And I would look to Ms. Koppenbarger to confirm this. I believe it is accurate. This is another one of those things that I absolutely do believe it's in the best interest of our students to have in place. But given some things that I had heard in some previous meetings, this is an example of unfunded mandate that does cause school districts to often have non-instructional staff helping oversee and take part in it. It is, one of those things where it takes multiple people to oversee academic and career planning, and not all of them are instructors.
When you say unfunded mandate put on us by the state or by us requiring this of our policy?
By the state.
I will say that they do pay for the Zello subscription that we have for 612. We do an add-on to support it for our elementary, so our elementary also has access to it. So give us a little bit of money for, just have to acknowledge it. No, it isn't, but that is a little something that.
It's truly one of the things that has impact on every child.
Yes.
And it's part of our community conversation. Is that
I
we
don't
want our
disagree with
kids
it.
to
I love it.
graduate and become, beneficial people in our communities.
So we've already had the juniors, 11th graders have already had whatever box out, and so they have kind of looked at what their strengths and weaknesses are as far as career and, or college, or which way they want to go, and then that discussion's been held with counselors. Who has that discussion with them?
So largely that occurs within their TA time. So they do it with their TA advisors and then also with their counselors when they're looking at course selections and how they can pursue those interests. We did start, one of the things also we did this year, we had some of our high school students that were involved in clubs and activities visit elementary schools and do a little showcase about, hey, this is how you can be an involved citizen when you're a student. So waiting, not just jumping all the way to the career thing, but making that practical next step. The kids loved it. I don't know if you were there. Yeah. So it's kind of like, instead of their, how do they be an engaged citizen within their smaller community, we're going to expand and do some with middle school also, because middle school students would love that opportunity as well.
It's taking a big district and bringing it back down to that small district feel, right? Where, you know, the biggest kids get to be part of the littlest kids, and littlest kids get to see what they might look forward to, which is super cool.
So too. And that there's opportunities for them to pursue their interests. So stay interested, keep working on it. You love music, there's going to be some chances for you to really be involved.
They love music, they kind of get to go, oh, right? So, yeah.
Seems like a lot of areas in this report that can have ways to partner with local businesses and local providers of certain things. I mean, almost everything is right down what our community is doing.
It really is.
When you get to community conversation this year, one of my recommendations, particularly for ACP, it's changed just within the last 3 years. One of the things that I would love for the district to be able to promote when you're back at that table is just exactly what you talked about, how to expand on those opportunities with those businesses in our district.
You know, I think a good starting point is you have right here, you know, you do CBTC career tours, campus visit spotlights. So you go there, well, those people know where all their kids are going. So you got the tunnel coming right back to what we're looking for. Anyway, board members have any additional questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Karpenbarger, for your presentation. Let's see. Next is discussion of board activities. We had the retirement celebration, and that was, I think, was it you that went on that?
You were there, you had supper.
Well, which one of you had to do the speech?
You did.
I did?
You did. You did.
Just another math
Oh, I
question.
too.
You
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, thank
It was
you.
interesting.
Wow.
You did it.
That was so long ago, though, April 30th. You were correct.
Yeah.
And I needed help to figure out where the pizza was, right? Because I was in the other room. Now I remember it. It's been a while. All right, May 6th, excellent in education banquet.
You were there too.
Yes, I was there too, but do you want to talk on that?
You know, anybody can, but I mean, one of the things, maybe I was talking to Peg, or we were talking, homerooms and TAs you mentioned. And I think, and you guys can reflect if that's accurate or not, but it looks like instead of the top 5% in this case choosing an academic teacher, I felt like there were more homeroom teachers, and there was just a more, a different representation, you know, or that's kind of happening more.
I think that you get a close relationship with that TA teacher because you're with them for 4 years, as long as you your TA teacher. But like, especially when you click with that TA teacher, those 4 years, like, you get close to them.
I mean, there was all just more variety, I guess, in why kids seem to choose who they chose, which I thought was pretty cool.
Here's a good word, eclectic.
There you go. There was an eclectic, yes, representation, but it's always a wonderful, wonderful evening. You know, it feels good.
Yeah, we were talking about the TA teachers and whatever, so I think what I took away from it is is what the high school, the work that they did to get that put together it's working. So, keeping that same person all throughout their high school career. And I would assume if it is somebody that you don't jive with, can you request a change, or do you know?
For TA teachers?
Yeah.
I know, like, in our TA, there's students from other TAs that come in during our TA time, so
Yeah.
I feel like they're really flexible with it.
See, now I remember, when board member Martineau wasn't there, but he was signed up to go there, my name tag Dave was able to get me 2 meals for that retirement celebration, so.
Yes.
May 14th was the
things.
was the YA recognition reception. Who attended the YA recognition reception? And don't say me.
I did attend. I wasn't able to stay for the whole thing, but just a nice representation of our business community and some of our students, and then of course the people that they've been doing their youth apprenticeships with. It's a program that has a lot of room for growth, I think. You know, because what kids get out of it is great. If we could have more kids, that would be even better.
May 20th was the Senior Scholarship Awards. Was anybody able to make that?
Well, Josiah was there and
Chloe was there.
Chloe was there.
So how was it?
There was a lot of, $1.2 million in scholarships, and I think it was like 46 foundation scholarships, and then there was like 52 different local businesses and like area things. So it was a lot of scholarships, a lot
of big college scholarships that students got.
Okay, so the private colleges mostly.
Is anybody actually getting paid to go to school this year? So that there are more scholarships than it's gonna cost?
Yeah.
Nice.
There wasn't either one of you guys, I take it?
No. I wish.
Well, you.
Well, that's where your $25.
Think you're over the top.
Yeah.
Buy a notebook.
Yeah.
Josiah is grateful for anything he gets.
Well, then he'll probably be even more grateful when he opens it. May 21st was the CVHS graduation. Was anybody able to attend that? That's always at noon. It's a tough time. But did we have some good representation there? Excellent.
Is that good?
No, I mean,
To put
it's
you on the spot.
more to continue, yeah. We're grateful for you guys being able to go to all these things and represent us, so
It
thank
used
you.
to be in a room this size, and it's now in the gym. And it's still crowded, and it's always a feel good. Kids are graduating early. Kids that probably wouldn't have graduated at all are finishing a year early because they're motivated to get on to their next. They found the right place to be, and they're motivated to keep going. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a large group. So it was great to see.
And May 22nd was the Chi-Hi graduation. I think,
Mr. Olson had to sit in between us, but it all worked out.
Yeah, I don't understand why I had to sit between these two, but I guess it is what it is.
I think they were trying to keep an eye on you.
Or like when my.
They didn't want you to wander off
parents
somewhere.
always put me in between my two brothers to keep them from
Yeah.
fighting.
Who tried to leave without their coat?
Yeah, they did help me, I guess. As a matter of fact, they did.
And you stopped him?
I brought it to him and asked him, maybe.
But the graduation was really nice, and we're always gonna be able to say that when the weather is 65 to 70, that no matter where we do it, we can pull it off without a hitch.
I do have a question though, why did we have graduation in the gyms when he was 90 and now we have them outside when it's 50?
Valid question.
It is ironic that we did
Right.
add chilling to the gymnasium and haven't used it for graduation.
No, actually, I don't think it is ironic. That last year, I remember thinking, we didn't pass the referendum. They were upset about not passing the referendum. You were gonna hold your graduation where it was 110, so everyone in the community can see that not getting that central air affects everyone. And that was hot that year. There were barn fans going, they didn't do any good. Barn fans don't do any good blowing 100-degree weather.
And I tell you what's amazing is that for 6 years in a row, we have not had rain on graduation.
Well,
Or
some of the
snow.
kids downtown
Or
would
snow.
disagree with you on the car ride.
Parade, one of the.
Some of them
parades.
got dumped on, we didn't, but just one group got dumped on for like 5 minutes.
Yes, they did.
Really?
Yep.
But they got through it, they enjoyed it.
What did you guys like about I mean, I know you can't compare the only one you've done, but are there things that you liked that, you know, just because they shifted or that you went, yeah?
So I've had a lot of cousins and my siblings have all graduated from Chi-High, so it's like I've been through a couple of graduations. What I really appreciated about ours was not that I don't want to like be in the moment of graduation, but it was pretty like quick. It was pretty speedy. It was an hour and a half. It didn't felt like dragged out, and we still had like 5 speeches or like it felt nice. And I also, it sounds weird, but I know like college graduations, they have like the commencement speaker, and it's like not having that was kind of nice because it's just not some random person that you don't really want to hear talk about the same thing that they talk about at every single graduation. So it was just kind of nice, and I appreciated kind of how quick it was.
I like that it was outside, and like afterwards it was really nice to have like my family come down and be able to take pictures with all my friends. Cause like my brother's, he went to a different school, it was in a gym. It's kind of hard to take pictures in a small gym, but when it's outside you have so much space to actually see everybody for one last time.
That's a great point.
I thought it was pretty neat that a lot of Josiah's close buddies in the front row passed inspection before they walked out, but then they all pulled out their beach balls that they blew up. And
I don't know where those came from. I turned around and all of a sudden there was beach balls.
Yeah, we were on this side, that was this
If
side.
you were on our side, they all had,
I think
there
that
was
was
about,
Micah.
Yeah, Micah somehow got one.
yeah, they all pulled them out and they were blowing them up during the ceremony.
You could see the robes getting
Is
larger.
that just part of what made it fun.
A couple of the sneaky ones tried to do it under their robe, and pretty soon their robes were sticking out this far.
I thought it was cool that you got to choose who you sat with. I mean, some of you not so much because of, you know, you had a job, right? But, you know, for most everybody, they got to choose, and I thought that was kind of cool.
The name tags was a great idea.
Yes. That made it. That's what another thing that adds to like how quick it was, and having Thompson be able to just read them right away. He got a pile of mints afterwards.
That was funny. He loved those.
All right, any other events that I'm missing that is not on that list?
The last one was today's visit at Homestead in Southview.
Yes,
The whole board was there for the first one. That was cool.
that is actually one of the rare times that we had the entire board there, so. How many board members were able to go to Homestead as well?
I guess.
Peggy and Terry.
Great. Well, yeah, it was good discussion.
Go to work. I don't know what Steve's excuse is. Dennis had
Does
to
this
go
ring
to-
a bell? My form's checked
No.
but
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Work days
and
right now.
sometimes Tuesday.
No. I just chose not to.
All right, 12.01, discussion of this meeting, balanced discussion. I thought Steve, you know, interrupted way too much, but other than that,
I was going to ask one question, but my money was on Sue Johnson being the fastest one to run down there. I think she's got the most speed on everybody, wouldn't you say?
She's pretty speedy, yeah. She was a furthest distance though too, so.
All right,
But
I could just see her hoofing it down there.
speaking of fastest one, Ms. Koppenberger had the opportunity to have the fastest report recorded ever in history, and you asked the question that extended it by about 10 minutes, about 5 minutes.
Well done, by the way.
Right.
Thank you.
That was incredible, almost like a 30-second report, even Chad can't do that.
Yeah.
These are numbers, you don't wanna see them, thank you.
Somewhere Sue Kern is looking at that going, what the heck?
Well, the reason I asked that is because I'm getting fed up with our state in regard to, all right, they find it real easy to pass unfunded mandates, but when they have an opportunity to help out school districts, particularly special ed, they can't get their act together and help out a school district or two. You know, that kind of stuff drives me crazy.
And me too.
Any other questions about the meeting? All right, Future agenda items and upcoming events, June 5th, last day of school, June 12th, 8 to 9 a.m. Coffee and Commerce at the Riverfront Park. The district is sponsoring this event. June 15th at 1 o'clock is the Governance Committee meeting. June 22nd is Business After Hours at Lake Wissota, 1917 Lake Wissota. And June 23rd is the regular monthly board meeting at 7 o'clock p.m. Any additional activities going on heading into summer? Obviously not a whole lot. All right, and I guess all we need is a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Fear, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Olson, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed? Motion carries, we stand adjourned at 8:20.